Whiskey is for drinking, water is for fighting over. To Mark Twain, civilization followed the water. To ancient Romans, a neighbor was a rivalis. A neighbor would expand to control resources, or trade for what they needed. When neighbors could not trade with one another, they became rivals. Water did not trigger wars, but it helped keep the tensions high. Whenever a war would begin, water often defined the objectives. At the very least, armies need to secure the high ground, and a watershed's boundaries coincide with this high ground. This is how water exacerbated Middle Eastern conflicts. It began in 1964, when Israel announced the completion of its national water carrier, and began diverting water outside the Jordan Basin. In response, Arab states decided to begin water diversions of their own, further upstream. Tensions rose, with sporadic fighting in the upper Jordan Basin, as Syrian construction crews assembled. In response to the response, Israel accelerated its main contingency plan, Operation Mokaed, or Focus. A logistical tour de force, the plan would achieve full air superiority by destroying all enemy aircraft on the ground, within 6 hours of a surprise first strike. Tensions continued to build up. In the upper Jordan Basin, the fighting culminated to a massive tank battle on the Syrian dam construction site, on July 14, 1966. In the Sinai, on May 16, 1967, Egypt asked the United Nations to withdraw its monitoring force. On May 23, 1967, Egypt closed the vital Tiran Straits to Israeli navigation. This blockade triggered the Israeli plan. On June 5, 1967, Israel implemented Operation Focus. Within 6 hours, Arab air forces were largely destroyed. Israeli logistics allowed them to rotate their entire frontline combat equipment very fast. Within 10 minutes, they could refuel and rearm any plane. Advanced repair depots ensured that damaged tanks could be repaired and returned to combat the same day. Under air cover, Israeli ground forces secured the Sinai Peninsula, destroying Egypt's armies. Then, Israeli forces moved on the rest of the Jordan Basin. 6 days later, on June 11, 1967, Israel had secured most of the Jordan watershed. The water war was over. But the water conflict remains. Thank you for your 2 minutes. For a deeper dive on sustainability and the struggle over resources, check out George's book, Planet A. You can find the book on Amazon. See you in the next one.